Okay guys, today I'm going to take you through a dry burn on this guy right here. This is the Omega dual coil Cardo, or excuse me, not Cardo, dual coil RBA, and maybe for just pure entertainment value I'll also saturate one of these, which is a standard RBA that I got for about 12 bucks. So I'll be right back and we'll get into the close-ups. And we are back. Okay. First, we're going to do a dry burn on our Omega. As you can see there, it even says Omega on it. Look at that. Just going to put this in the Preveri, which I'm really just using as a base to work from. No, it won't vape one of these devices because it is a sub-ohm cardomizer. So what we're going to do is we're going to work this gently off, set this aside, clean that out a little bit. Take the drip tip off. Hate when drip tips don't stay where they're supposed to, or won't come out when they're supposed to. Okay, so what I'm going to show you first of all is a dry burn. This is silica wick and some Kenthal wire. So let's do that part first. And really, all you're doing is taking your lighter and putting it right to the silica wick. And it's kind of okay for that to go up like that. I probably should have damped it off a bit. It's also a good idea to kind of blow it out as you go along so it doesn't get too overheated. And we're just going to light that again. See, that's still burning a tiny bit as we get the remainder of the juice out. And it burns itself off. I think we still got some over here on this side, so let's go ahead and get that lit and let that burn off. Burn, 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 burn. Burn, burn, burn. Burn, 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 burn. Yep, I have not slept. In case you were curious or wondering. And now we're going to see, we still got a whole bunch of crud right there on the coil. And get that into focus. Let me monkey with that a little bit. I don't know how well that's going to come into focus. There we are. See all that crud on there? So what we're going to do is going to apply the flame right there. And let that burn down right there. a little tiny bit of flame. I'll let that go. And the next step is to do a dry burn. So I will be back in a minute for that part. And we are back. Our rebuildable atomizer is now on my mechanical because I don't, because the Provari, even though it's a very advanced device, cannot handle sub-ohm cartomizers. See if we can get that to come into focus. And what we're basically just going to do is hit the trigger, wait for that to smoke, wait for those coils to come up nice and bright, and I did not do the best job wrapping those, as is obvious, but there we go. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to add some e-juice onto here. That dry burn, by the way, was just to get all the crud off. And if I fire this again, if I can get it into focus, that is, you should now see a whole bunch of vapor coming off of that. In fact, let's go ahead and add some more. Go ahead and get this nice and saturated. And what I like to do when I roll a coil like this is I like to take the loop part and I just tuck it down in like so and watch it pop out again. I just tuck it down in and I hope it stays put and hope I don't accidentally hit the trigger, which I am anyway. So we're just going to wipe that off. Going to put our cap back on, and to start with I'm going to put this in full full arrow mode. So to do that, let me just look at this for a second. There we go. Get back into focus, you. And I'm just going to slip back on there. And that is dang near enough. Just going to drip a little tiny bit more in. A few more drops. Boink, boink. And wipe the top of this off. Put our cap back in. And wipe off any excess. And now when I fire this, we should hear it go in full blast. There we are, so it's even coming out the sides. And now, I'm just going to hop down here, get in the frame, or try to get in the frame. And hopefully, this will work. Unless I just shorted out another coil, which I've been doing lately, which is really, really lame. Yeah, I might have blown that one. Great. Great, great, great. Fantastic. Alright. Well, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we are rolling again, and I'm hoping that maybe all I've done is just flooded the bejeebers out of this, and maybe if I soak some of this juice up, and double check my connections, that will just come back to life. If not, then you're just witnessing an epic fail in real time. And let's just see what happens. Oh? Okay, well, I don't know what is going on now. But, let's get this top cap back on, and make sure I get that angled up right, which I do. Put that on, and let's see if it wants to vape for us. Still firing. That is a tasty vape. Oh. And yes, I am a fucking amateur. Okay, see you in a second when we do the organic cotton drip. Just one more shot of that. Isn't that just awesome looking? Just love the way that looks. And we are back with my other rebuildable, kind of the cheaper model. This is one I set up with cotton. And I should probably open my juice up first. Oh, by the way, the other juice I was using is maraschino cherry from Liquid. It's alright, I only seem to like it if it's in a dripper. But every juice tastes different depending on the device it's in. As you see, this one's wrapped in cotton. And normally I wouldn't saturate it. As you can see now, this one's a microcoil wrapped in cotton. Normally you wouldn't do it this way, but I just kind of wanted to show off the way this works. So we're just gonna resaturate this. I don't want to get too much in there. Slow and steady wins the race. Come on. That's what happens when you pick up too much liquid. Okay. And this just basically gets dripped directly onto your cotton. Just soaks it right up. And probably just flooded that a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this back over, making sure that eensy teensy little tiny hole is directly in front of the coil. And now this one does take a second to heat up. Unless it's shorted out too. Nope. It's just taking forever to... There we go. So like I said, I think I flooded it. So, that is it for today, kitties. Hopefully soon I won't suck quite as bad doing these, but that's where I'm at right now. Alright. Catch you later.